Welcome to AI Seeking the Truth. We got another crazy off the rails encounter for you guys. I'm going to say this one is different too. I'm particularly not fond of these encounters where it's in asylums and hospitals. I think they're creepy places, especially when they're abandoned. Whenever I was working, there was an abandoned hospital in the town I worked in, and the police department actually had a rule you had to go in with a partner because it was said to be so haunted. Pretty interesting, huh? My encounter at Asylum 49 has left me shaken, but it's also sparked a fascination with the paranormal. I know that I'll never forget my experience, and I'll always be drawn to the mysteries of the unknown. Alright, guys. Let's see what he's got to say about it. That was his little entry he sent us, so here we go. Asylum 49, formerly known as I believe it's Tooele Hospital, has a rich and complex history dating back to 1873 in Utah. Originally built as a residence by Samuel F. Lee, the building was converted into a country poorhouse in 1913 and later became the Tooele Hospital. Despite being a haunted house attraction, Asylum 49 has a reputation for genuine paranormal activity. Multiple investigations have been conducted and numerous reports of ghostly encounters have been documented here. Some of the most commonly reported entities include Wes, an elderly man who died at the hospital reportedly suffering from Alzheimer's disease. He is often seen in and around the room where he stayed. Samuel F. Lee, the original owner of the building, who is said to haunt the hospital along with his 7-year-old son, Thomas. Maria, a nurse in white who is believed to guard a portal that directs the deceased to the afterlife. Richard James, Ned, Peter, and Jessica, other entities that are said to haunt the facility, often making their presence known through disembodied voices, cold touches, and apparitions. One of the most fascinating aspects of Asylum 49 is the reported presence of a portal. This portal is said to be extremely bright and serves as a gateway to the afterlife. However, Maria the nurse in white is said to warn spirits to avoid the portal, suggesting that the other side is dangerous. The old Tooele Hospital is a very eerie place. The new hospital and Asylum 49 all share a common thread. The land they were built on, the hauntings of Asylum 49 are very real, and the staff ensures that the actual ghosts of the building are respected and understood. Have you visited Asylum 49 or ever heard of Asylum 49? Have you ever experienced any strange occurrences during your visits if you've been there? As I explored the hospital, I began to feel a chill in the air. I had heard stories about the paranormal activity that plagued the hospital, but I never thought I'd experience it firsthand. That's when I saw him, Wes, an elderly man who died at the hospital. He was standing in the room where he spent his final days, his eyes fixed on me with a mixture of confusion and sadness. I tried to speak to him, but he vanished into thin air. I continued to explore the hospital, and that's when I met Samuel F. Lee. These are over a period of many investigations. The original owner of the building. He was standing in the hallway, his eyes gleaming with pride as he talked about his accomplishments. His 7-year-old son, Thomas, was beside him playing pranks on the visitors. You could hear the activity. EVP material. But the most terrifying encounter was yet to come. As I turned a corner, I saw a nurse in white, Maria. She was standing in front of a bright light. Not so sure if it was a portal or a hole in the ceiling, but it was bright and it was round. She started warning me to stay away. I felt a surge of adrenaline as I realized that I was staring into the face of the unknown, or the face of an actual demon. I tried to ask Maria more questions, but she vanished, leaving me staring at the light on the ground. I knew then that I had to get out of there. I was getting really scared, and I felt a whole lot of sadness coming upon me. As I ran out of the hospital, I couldn't shake off the feeling that I was being followed. I knew then that my encounter at Asylum 49 was one that I would never forget. I've been researching the history of this place. And ever since my encounter, I've uncovered some disturbing facts. The hospital was built on a site with a dark history, and the land seems to be cursed. I've also discovered that the portal I saw, or believed I saw, to be a gateway to the afterlife. But Maria's warning has left me with more questions than I have answers at this time. My encounter at Asylum 49 has left me shaken, but it has also sparked a fascination with the paranormal. I know that I'll never forget my experience, and I'll always be drawn to the mysteries of the unknown. Now that I've been exploring this place, my wife and children are starting to have issues. Just the other day, whenever I came home from work, my wife said that she was having a dream. She was having a dream that she was sick in an old hospital, and there was a nurse trying to start an IV on her. Whenever she had awoke, she had blood coming from the bend of her arm. Whenever she went in and washed her arm off, it appeared that she had scratched herself, or a scab, off. We thought it was a little strange, but then we thought, well, maybe she scratched the scab off, which made her have the dream. My daughter was taking a bath, and she started screaming, and my wife ran to her. We thought she had gotten hurt. Then my wife yelled for me, and whenever I went to the bathroom, they were sitting on the bed, and my wife explained to me that whenever she tried to open the bathroom door, she got it halfway open and something pulled it back shut. My daughter told me that there was a man standing in there. He was pushing a thing that had an IV on it. It was connected to his arm. It was on wheels. It was creaking, and she said he was shaking it at her, trying to touch her. I was totally freaked out at this point. The next day, I came home from work to find our house empty. Nobody was home. I was hollering for her all in the house, and I could not find her. So I went to the bedroom, went to change my clothes from work, and figured she was at her mom's, that I would join her there. As I was getting ready to go over, I heard something in the front room. Whenever I walked to the front room, that's whenever I seen it. There was an apparition standing in the front room. It was an old-time looking doctor, wearing the white coat and everything that you would expect him to wear, with blood all over his coat. He was laughing. I couldn't hear the sound, but I could see his face. He was definitely laughing. My heart pounded. I went out the side door of our trailer. I jumped out the side door of our mobile home, and I ran to our car and I left. As I was leaving, I looked at the window, and as plain as day, I could see a nurse in the window waving at me by with a huge smile. I've since stopped investigating the hospital, and we've had the family priest come over and bless the house. Everything has stopped at this point, and I don't know if I'm going to continue my career in investigating any longer. Have I been hitchhiked? I don't know. I would like your all's opinion. Should I continue? I wouldn't go back there. That's just me. You all let him know what you think, but I would not go back there. So you all let him know what you think. I wouldn't go back there if I was seeing that stuff in my house and I thought it was coming from there, since it is, in my opinion, familiar spirits taking on the forms of things that they might have seen happen in that place, and they're bringing them to your place. There's no telling what else is on its way. So yeah, if I had it cleaned, I wouldn't go back there. What do you all think? Thanks for listening, guys, and all these off-the-rail stories, man. This channel is that's where we're going to put them.